Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on mysterious and weird true stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Case file number 190, written by JustTheOtherAsian. Hey bro, what's up? Alright, so this is gonna be short because I don't really know how to wrap my head around what actually just happened. So I'm downstairs in my living room, just chilling, watching videos and waiting for myself to get tired. I've been sleeping in the living room due to aches after football workouts. Around 1:15 to 1:20, my brother walks in, doesn't really do anything, and I don't think anything of it as that's normal for him. I start a conversation. It goes as normal as a 1 a.m. conversation would go between me and him. Yo, what's up? Nothing, just chillin'. You know, dumb teenager interactions. He leaves and I say goodbye, to which I get no response. I think nothing of it as this normally happens. Around 1:25, I get up to go get my headphones and it all clicks in my head. My brother is currently at my grandma's house, and I just had a conversation with someone who I thought was my brother. I'm genuinely terrified of my own house after this, as the only one left to experience some weird crap was me, and I just experienced what can only be described as weird crap. How did I speak with my brother if he was at my grandma's house? Case file number 191, written by lovestitchez. A ring with importance vanished from her finger, and then... I wasn't going to post this on here because it doesn't really make sense, and I'm not sure what to make of it. Basically, I've worn the same ring on my thumb since I was 12 or 13. It's super special to me, and I plan on wearing it for the rest of my life. A couple days ago, I realized it wasn't on my thumb anymore. I went crazy looking for it because, like I said, it's special to me. I never take it off, ever. I even shower with it on, and there's no way it could have slipped off because it's always on my thumb tight. It made me super sad for a couple of days to think that I would never see my ring again, but I forced myself to move on. I had genuinely accepted the fact that it would not be returning. Until 2 days ago, I was going to pee and something told me to look at my thumb. There the ring was, sitting on the top of another ring I had previously used to replace it. So I had 2 rings on my thumb, one being a crappy ring I used to replace it because I'm so used to a ring being on my thumb, and the other being my long-lost ring. I really don't even know how this makes sense. I'm 100% positive I did not put the ring back on my finger. It was lost, and I would have remembered because I had been looking for it like a maniac for days. So yeah, I'm not going to question it too much. In my opinion, this ring is meant to be with me, and that's why it came back. I would like to hear what people have to say about this, because I'm really not sure. Case file number 192, written by MiszJones, 2004. The pen is mightier than the sword, they say, but can it even create life too? I'm an amateur horror story writer. I wrote a character named Alexandra Waterbury, a ballerina who has an abusive ex-boyfriend who shares her sexually explicit pictures with his friends without her knowledge or consent. A few months later, I was scrolling through my newsfeed and came across this news article about a ballerina who had filed a lawsuit against her boyfriend and his company for sharing her sexually explicit pictures and videos without her consent. Here is the wild, impossible part. Her name was Alexandra Waterbury. I had literally never heard about her before I wrote my character. I picked the name Alexandra because my favorite actress is Alexandra Daddario, and the surname Waterbury because it's the name of a town in the TV series Slasher, which I used to watch back then. This is one of the most insane things I've ever experienced. The coincidence is simply mind-boggling. If you're enjoying this video, consider giving it a like. Now on to the next story. Case file number 193, written by MiszJones. I saw what hadn't happened yet. It's 3 a.m. here and I just woke up. Anyways, I had fallen asleep next to my husband who stayed awake. He was mainly on his phone watching videos while holding me. About 5 minutes before I woke up, I felt him get up out of bed and start rummaging around. I wake up and then he turns on the light and he says, "Hey babe, I'm about to walk to the store, do you want anything?" And I tell him, "Yes, just a drink. You can take my green credit card." So he asks where my wallet is, and I tell him to look in my nightstand. He turns off the light because I'm squinting, and he turns on his phone's flashlight to light his way over to the nightstand. I'm still laying on my side, but I'm awake. I hear him pick up my wallet. I can hear the change clinging around in the coin section in the middle. I hear the sound of him sliding my card out and placing the wallet back in my nightstand, and then I see him walk past me in the direction of our room door and then open and close it. As soon as the door closes, I feel his hand around my waist, and I about jump out of my skin. Not only did I see him with my own eyes, walking past me and out the door, but I also heard his first few footsteps down the stairs at the exact moment that he closed the door. What the hell? As I turned around and stared at him in horror, he said, "What's wrong, babe?" And I just shook my head. My heart was racing at this point. And then he asked me, "Hey babe, I'm about to walk to the store. Do you want anything?" And he gets up out of bed, puts on the same clothes I saw him walk out in, and our conversation played out the same, except I'm sure my voice was quivering this time. I'm not sure what to make of this at all. My husband has about 10 different sweaters and jogger pants or sweats of his own, but he put on my burgundy sweater for the first time, and that's the same sweater I saw him walk out in. I'm so confused. Case file number 194, written by Popular Cartoonist 3. Just a house, but maybe it was never meant to be seen. So at the time, I was driving with my wife and her father. We were on roads we have been on many times before, and we sometimes looked out for empty houses to go do some ghost exploring. I was looking out the window. It was sunny when I spotted this big white house right in the middle of a field. I had never seen it before, but it was there. I saw it was empty. We were not driving too fast. I said to my wife, "Look, an empty house." I pointed, but she missed it and said, "Oh no, I missed it. Where was it?" I told her. It didn't sound familiar to her, and she knows the area we live in well. Anyway, we drove back sometime later, about a week maybe, and the house was gone. And I mean completely gone. It was not torn down or demolished or anything. It was simply gone. Vanished from the earth. I was in shock. I told her specifically where to drive because I could remember its exact location, but it was not there. There was nothing around the house, no trees, bushes, or anything. It was there on the field before, and now it's gone. We have been back many times, but it's still not there. It's like it never was, but my wife remembers me telling her about it, so it wasn't a daydream. To say the least, it scares me a little. Has something like this happened to any of you? Please let me know. Case file number 195, written by Pro Wesu. It's just an accident, but she never had one. In the grand scheme of glitches, this is a little on the mundane side. Not too long ago, I got a CTR VCR combo to watch old tapes on. My mom heard and asked me to bring it over so she and my dad could rewatch their wedding tape. I take it over and we pop it in. It was very cute and wholesome. One thing that threw us all off was my mother's very noticeable southern accent. My mom was not born in the South, nor has she ever been to the South. She has lived in California her entire life. Hell, she was the one who brought it up first. We were maybe a minute in and had to pause. We thought that maybe she was just joking at the time and doing a silly voice. But no, it continued for the entirety of the tape from the wedding itself to a bit of them hanging out post-wedding. She called my grandmother and asked if she ever had an accent, and my grandma's response, "No, why would you?" Which I mean, yeah, fair, weird question to ask. My dad thinks it's hilarious because he has zero recollection of her ever speaking like that. Edit. Wanted to address some common comments and questions. Firstly, while there was some video artifacting, the tape itself was in pretty good condition, and the audio quality was generally fine. The wedding took place in the early 90s. I do appreciate people mentioning that in some parts of California, southern accents aren't that uncommon. Last bit that I want to mention is that she wasn't drunk for the first 2/3 of the tape. The tape begins before the ceremony, and while my mom isn't opposed to partying, she didn't pregame her wedding. Case file number 196, written by SexyMillen77. A car crash with witnesses that never happened. We have a home near the coast where we go as a family every summer. I have a group of friends there with the same conditions. 2 of our friends moved away, brothers, yet they still come over here every morning till midnight. Last night around 12 a.m. we were hanging around the pool as usual. The brothers had to go because their cab came. They went to the road and got in the cab. Now the road opens to a more busy road and it can be seen from where we are sitting. 10 to 15 seconds passed and we were casually talking. Suddenly we heard one of the loudest tire noises possible, followed by a crashing sound. 3 of us ran to the fences to see the roads, and it was them. A cab was crushed to the wall severely, and another car was there, as the security who saw the crash said. We immediately ran to the road to see. Nothing. The road was empty, no cars or humans at all. The other 2 friends stayed where we were, and they called them after the noise to find out if they're okay, but they don't know what we're talking about. We tried to find the security guard, but couldn't find him either. 3 of us saw a car crash that apparently never happened. I'm honestly so confused. Edit. Just to clarify, we were 5 people remaining at the pool. 3 of us ran to see, and the other 2 stayed and called. Edit 2. After reading a comment, I decided it would have been better to say that both brothers got sick today. Update. We talked. 3 of us who saw, and unsaw, the crash still remember exactly how it happened, but the brothers still don't know what we're talking about. Weird, inexplicable stuff.